They say this is a big rich town.
Welcome back to the Binge Podcast. This is episode 7. How is everyone?
Good, we're good. Surviving winter.
Winter.
Some of us not so good, eh, Ben?
Well, go on then, mate. Might as well tell everyone what's happened.
All right, so to our surprise, guys, received a phone call. Turns out Ben got beat at FIFA, so in an angry way, he went to the wall and snapped his arm in half. Yes, he lost to me, of course. Anyone who dare challenge me, please let me know. My personal Twitter is at the Binge Podcast UK. Yeah, so poor Ben has got a broken arm.
Actually, that's not true. I saw a kitten that was stuck in the middle of a road and no one else was around to save it. It was meowing. So I ran out there. A car came and I put my arm out to stop the car because I've been doing weights. And then my arm snapped.
Wait, how tall was this car? Because the level of your arm and the level of
that means the weight clearly ain't working, bro.
I stopped the car, but in doing so, I saved the kitten's life and snapped my arm. I mean, I'm a hero. Okay,
sounds like a Hobbs and Shaw scene, to be honest.
Definitely.
No blacks too.
That's it. Next you'll be saying, "Yeah, I flew out of the Burj Khalifa and I tried to do a roly poly and landed on my arm." Oh man.
Anywho, yeah, I'm in a cast right now and I need surgery at some point to get some metal plates in my arms to connect the bones back together. So yeah, guys, not good. But
for Ben and his arm.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
That was lovely.
Anywho, what are we doing? What are we talking about today?
So this week we're going to be talking about the show The Fall. Have you guys heard of it? Yes? No? Well, if you haven't, the show
ironic.
is about The Fall, and then fell. Anyway, so the premise of this show is it's a psychological thriller surrounding a serial killer, and he's just killing everyone. And we have this lovely woman called Stella, and she is a detective, and she is on the hunt to find out who this serial killer is and why he's doing this. It's all set in Belfast, and that's where we're going to kind of start off and start talking about the show. So one of our main characters is Spectre, also known as, guys, give me his name.
Paul. His name's Paul.
Yeah, actually, what accent do they have? What is that?
It's supposed to be like
it's Irish.
Northern Ireland, isn't it?
Yeah, but is it Northern Ireland or?
Yeah, it's Northern Ireland. I can't.
Paul.
Yeah,
Paul Spectre.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, sorry, yeah, go on about Paul.
Hold on, was his name once Stuart as well in uni or something like that? Or Spencer or something.
That's it. It was called Spencer.
Like people once knew him as a different name. He decided to switch it up.
Yeah, he decided to switch up after his first kill back in the early 2000s. This is when he was first getting his feet stuck in there, and yeah.
I mean, that's when you know something's wrong, innit?
Yeah, if they have to change their name and move, that's a big no.
Well, some of you ladies out there might recognise him. He's quite famous from the 50 Shades of Grey films.
Boy.
He's Mr. Grey.
That's them older ladies. That's older ladies. I don't know.
I didn't do him from 50 Shades, and I'm looking at him thinking, what is he from?
He was in Once Upon a Time.
Really?
Yeah, he was Regina's boyfriend in the early seasons.
Oh my gosh. I knew I recognised his face. I just couldn't put a finger on it. Anyways, we're kind of sidetracking, but yeah, he's been in a few things. He's been a bear.
He's actually Scottish in real life. Can you imagine?
Oh, I thought he was Irish.
Nope.
Bro, that's some good accent. Well, I'm saying it like I know Irish accent through and throughout, but I was told on the accent.
To be honest, I don't really know. I don't really notice the difference. Well, that's really bad.
Wow.
No, when Scottish people speak, I don't know what they're saying. Can't lie.
Wow. That's like saying Americans and the British accent. Oh, I can't tell the difference. What are you talking about? Tomato, tomato?
American and Australian, so here we go.
Wow.
What? They're different.
Only when they
Nah.
say certain things, then you kind of notice the difference. But
I think America's a bit large. Like the accents depend, innit?
depends on where you are, though. It depends on it, I guess.
No, it's true because I don't really feel like I recognize any difference in Australian accents. It's always one Australian accent.
Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like.
Oh, my, crikey, my, yeah, saying on the Danny, eh?
Wow.
Whoa.
All right, so reeling you guys back in, of your accent.
I think it's important to say that Paul Spector's actually a bereavement counsellor. Like this guy's meant to be helping people cope every day with like losses and stuff, which is very ironic.
Yeah, let's kind of do the background on this guy. Like he is very intelligent. He obviously went to university. I think he did psychology there or something, and he used his degree to become a care worker, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or some kind of therapist in a way. And he takes his health quite seriously. So he's very healthy, goes out running, he does a lot of working out at home, he's very strong, takes care of his appearance. He likes things to be on point. He's always got a fresh trim. Do you know what I mean? Like his clothes always nice. Like he's always precise. He doesn't like things being a mess. And I think we kind of start discovering that when we start realizing that he's a top blimmin' serial killer. How he does his killings, he wants to keep them as precise and clean as possible. And I think that's how the show gets us to like him a little bit. I thought this guy was, the way he was kind of cool. Like I was like, this guy is sick, like he's smart, the way he thinks things. Then you see what he does and you're like, okay, you're nuts, mate. You're actually nuts. But as most cases, which he should probably tell you as a therapist, comes from the childhood. And he had a bit of a bad childhood. I mean,
yeah, his mom committed suicide when he was 8.
Yep.
Yeah, and he found out that his dad wasn't his dad.
Yep. And he got touched up in a boarding Catholic school. And
they told us he said he wasn't.
He was.
Initially.
He was.
He
was one of the favourites.
Yeah. For a whole year as well. Come on. For me, that's where I think it really, made him what he is. Because fair enough, yeah, his mum passed or his mum committed suicide. And I swear, was he there or something?
He found her.
That's it. He found her. Now, naturally, that that's gonna fuck you up. That is gonna mess you up in the head. But then the whole him being in the boys' school and him being like one of the priest's favorites, and then having to choose the next victim once he graduates. That
But I also think there's like a lot of behind his character, because if we think back to his kind of early memories, and he later on says that in the later seasons of how he got to where he is, and like we slowly start to unravel him as we go through the seasons. But one of the things I noticed that was very I don't know if it was disturbing or what, but one of the things was he spoke about, I think it might have been the last season, how he used to lay out his mom's underwear and smell them. So that's when I started to think, there's something going on there. And then number 2, his mom was had dark brunette hair, and if you think about it, all his victims had dark brunette hair.
Yeah, so definitely the killings had a connection to his mom, because he always kept a lock of his mom's hair, and then obviously with his killings he cut off a piece of their hair. I don't really know what it is. I think he just, tries to be in control. That's his main thing. He wants to be in control of the people that he you could say hunts down. And when he kills them, he washes their bodies. He puts them into a position that it looks like they're just sleeping. And maybe you could relate that to his mum, where that's the kind of impression he got from his mum, that she was just sleeping and she looked clean, and he's like reenacting it in some way. I don't know. It's very strange, but at the same time, he admits that he gets aroused by suffocating the women and taking control and taking their life, and that's what gets him off, which is a bit odd. You know, everyone's got their own fetish, I guess, but
put this into effect. This guy has a whole family, a daughter and a son, and a wife called Sally Ann, and she works in the hospital. So let's think about that. You've got
I feel well sorry for her.
Things bizarre.
See, I mean, going back to what you said about it, you know, being a bit off. His first victim, bro. His first ever victim. Man, didn't he choke her out, and then obviously choked her a bit too hard, and then she died, and he was like, "Oh snap!" When he done it with,
that situation, his first murder was when he put the bag over the woman's head.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
He was
I'm talking about when he was with his boy, and his
that's
boy
the one.
smashed.
No, so
yeah, that's the bag one.
That's the
It's
bad
Katie that he strangled and nearly killed her.
Yeah. So the first one, what was it? He was doing his thing.
No.
Or what? He just got up and choked her.
No. So his friend was doing the thing, and then he was watching. And then he left, and then he was like, "Okay, let's do a little game. Let's be a bit, you know." He's done his little deep. Remember, bear in mind, he's kind of experienced this rough and ready lifestyle with Rose. Remember, victim later on. So he's done a little dabble in that area. You get me? So now he's here. He really wants to get into the grooves. He goes there. I'm gonna give you like. Puts the bag on her face. You know, they're doing a bit of fun, innit?
Has a belt.
Has a belt, pulls it around her neck. What happens next? She dies.
Yeah, so he's doing his thing, and then he struggles.
Yeah, but he didn't strangle her. His intention wasn't for her to die. He thought that she was gonna untie the belt or whatever. Well, so he says.
Yeah, no. So when I mean strangle, I mean as in he didn't intentionally strangle her to death, but he done it, and obviously their agreement was like right before you're about to bust, then boom, like you release the belt and all them things.
Well, them instructions weren't very. They weren't. Yeah, it's not like Kevin Hart when he goes pineapple. That wasn't the situation.
No, but she's dumb. She's dumb anyway because.
Well, you know, his boy took the blame.
Yeah, he's stupid. I would never in my life. I don't care what you've done for me. That was your own choice. Like I would never.
Look, I when we find out why his boy did it, I mean, I can understand why he did it. He felt like his boy. He felt like Paul saved his life when he was a boy, because obviously they was together in the same school, and he knew that the priest wanted him, but Paul took it for him and said, "No, don't worry about him. Take me instead." So the priest's like, "Yeah, don't know," and then like he felt like from then Paul. he felt like Paul saved him. So I feel like in that situation, he was like, "This is me saying thank you, basically. Like I'll take the blame." Which he did.
Nah, sorry. You chose to save me out of your kind heart and gesture. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like you saved me trauma and lots of therapy in the future. But he doesn't even know what happened, and he went to prison for life.
Sorry, for me, Paul didn't save him. Listen, when you're at school, yeah, and someone throws something and the teacher's got their back to the classroom, and then she turns around and they say, who threw it? You have a selection of people to snitch on, yeah? Paul had a selection of boys to choose. Just because he didn't pick one didn't mean he didn't save him. Now, I understand they obviously touched on the whole thing of, the priest had his favorite who he wanted to be up next, and apparently that was this guy. But obviously, bro, Paul picked he could have picked anyone. So for me, he didn't necessarily save him. So we didn't really owe him anything.
Well, I guess so. So that was his first victim. His second one was, we didn't really hear much about her. He killed her, but I think the way he killed her, he like messed it up. There was a certain way he wanted to do it, but it went wrong. And then obviously he perfected it on the next one, which was Sarah Kay. What was she? She was like a lawyer or something.
And I think this is where it brings us into Stella and our lead detective, as she kind of comes in around this time and starts to solve the mysteries.
Stella Gibson.
Stella's one of my faves, I can't lie.
I love Stella, man.
Okay, guys, we recognize her from where?
Sex
Education.
education.
No.
I don't know.
Game
And
of
she's
Thrones.
sexy in this as well, man.
I just want to throw it out there, bro. You know, just.
Yeah, man. She's a sexy woman. Like, let's be honest.
I don't remember from that.
Curtis's
Listen,
mum. innit?
Gillian Anderson is like the perfect person, I think. She just suited Stella so well.
Yeah, because it's like a strong character, but at the same time, they got something going on in their life that they need to sort out.
Yeah.
She's a very good looking woman, though.
Do you know what it is? She ain't, but she's just sexy, isn't it?
What? She's got that sauce.
No, she's got that blouse with her breast popping out, that swag, that kind of bitch face. You know what I mean? That's
bitch face, you know. I think she's got
Yeah.
a cougar vibe.
Nah, Ben is right with the bitch face. Listen, I understand why he banged her in the face, but anyway, look, we're
yeah. He gave her one bang in the face, bro.
yeah, but Stella's face, yeah, and then when she's got something on you as well, bro, the anger, I can imagine.
She's got that face that's like, yeah, keep talking.
Yeah.
But I know the truth, so keep talking.
I think what annoyed me though about Stella is that I feel like in the end she loved playing the game cat and mouse. I felt like she was enjoying the chase, enjoying the hunt, and maybe that wasn't the best kind of way to go about things. And I felt like she maybe could have prevented certain things if she would have just kind of kept ahead a little bit. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think there's some certain situations where she let the cat out of the bag kind of thing. So like with the whole, so obviously she was talking to Rose and Rose was giving her some intel on Spectre at the time, and she kind of let it slip that, yeah, I'm talking to someone and they're giving me information about you. Obviously, who can it be that's going to know certain things about him being back in university and doing certain things? Only Rose. So she kind of put Rose in that situation where eventually she kind of gets kidnapped, basically.
Well, let's give it a bit of background here. So when they started trying to put the clues together and finding out who Paul was and that he's the serial killer, to help identify the situation, one of her colleagues who worked in the forensics, which was her name was Reed Smith, who you can see her from Bend It Like Beckham, the same.
What?
That's one of my faves, but go on.
She was in Bend It Like Beckham?
Yeah. She's the sister.
Oh my god!
The one who's always beaten in the car in the airport.
See, I know her as Kalinda. I'm not going to say what's wrong. If you lot know, then get at us on Twitter. If you know where she's from, called Kalinda. Boom.
Say nothing. So anyway, Reed was like, "Oh, I've got a friend that she experienced some like rough sex with a guy in like uni, but it got really rough and like he used to strangle her and So they brought her in for questioning, and basically her story kind of linked up, and her description of who she thought was, I think it's Spencer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of Paul. So then that's when I was like, okay then. And then that's when they first spoke on the phone, Stella and Paul, he's giving it all the big and, oh, Stella, I've been talking to you, And then she was like, oh, just to let you know. And then like kind of spilt some gossip that she shouldn't have probably said that made him think, hold on, what? How do you know that? And then he clocked it and trying to track down who it must have been, which was Rose. Hence why he ended up kidnapping her in the end. So that was Stella's fault, really.
It was Stella's fault, but I think at that point she bit off more than she could chew. She was trying to be ahead of everything, but she wasn't tactical about it.
Yeah, I think because Paul was winning.
Mm-hmm.
Paul was winning. Like Paul was like thought of everything. He's a smart person. So if we rewind it, then we was talking about his victims. So we was talking about how he first killed someone in uni. His mate took the blame. Then he killed someone else. Didn't do it the way he wanted it to, which was a clean kill and washer and all that stuff. But in the end, he did manage to do it, which was a poor lady called Sarah Kay, a lady, brunette, attractive, who was a independent woman who worked as a lawyer, I think, or like a solicitor.
Yeah.
And that's when the killings became famous, you could say, because they started to link up how she was perfectly laid on the bed, looked like she just fell asleep. He done her makeup, her nails, brushed her hair. You know, she looked peaceful. But that was the weird thing about it. And I think after that, he got a bit, let's just say he got gassed. He thought, yeah, man, I'll smash this. Like, got a bit of a thrill from it. And I think what he does, he like studies his victims. He has like this insanely good art book where he does all these crazy sketches and stuff, and he like tracks and hunts down these victims and studies them to see where they're going to be, what kind of person they are, breaks into the house and just looks at them, looks at their stuff. And that's where I think he rushed into his next one. He ended up killing her, but then he didn't realize that her brother was there too.
Well, she didn't die though.
He died.
And she didn't die, no. So
Though, didn't he?
that's where he
Stabbed him
started
with
to
the
mess
scissors.
up.
Damn scissors.
Do you know what? The thing that pisses me off about these kind of scenes is, someone's literally standing in your corridor. Like, how do you not feel the presence of someone like 1 foot away from you? And then like she was peeing with the door open. Okay, maybe people do that. I don't do that. But she was peeing with the door open. Like they were playing music loudly. It was just so.
Yeah, but they were playing music loudly. Are you really gonna be hearing someone going shh, shh, shh in your house, like slipping and sliding? Obviously, you're gonna feel, but I do agree, you're gonna feel the presence. Like usually, like when I'm in a house by myself, I'm like, obviously not in where I'm living now, but I mean, if I was living in a big house like that, of course I'm gonna be like looking around, looking in the, like just checking, do a little scout around, do a little shout, maybe throw a little something, just make sure that everything is okay. But my girl, like you said, she just sits down, goes to Lou, then obviously looks at him, and
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you know what part made me laugh? You know when her brother, when she was being strangled, and then her brother came in with the what did he come with?
Oh, some kind of
Why
stick
are you
or
shouting?
something.
Do you know
Bro,
what
this guy's an idiot, man.
I would have been downstairs ringing 999. One, that would have been on lock.
First thing.
Then I might come up. Do you know what? I'll come upstairs, obviously, because your sister's in jeopardy. You go upstairs, but you're not. Why are you walking up like this? You should be like, oh.
But why was he shouting? That's what pissed me off. It was like,
That annoys me in a lot of films, though, and a lot of things. It's like when someone tries to sneak up on someone or like goes to hit someone from behind and they go, ah! You're like, bro, they're going to know you're there, mate.
Exactly.
You know?
And Paul's strong. Like, he was practicing. Remember when he was like practicing, like doing all these push-ups and had like bars and he was doing all these weights and stuff? He was
Pull-ups
ready.
and that,
Like, he was ready. He's strong the way he strangles these people. I thought I was going to hear next crack, to be honest.
Don't talk about bones cracking, yeah.
Oh, PTSD? Sorry.
No, but the brother, me, I had like the brother was annoying. Like
he was rubbish, man.
Mad annoying. Like, fam, I'm not being funny, yeah. If someone's attacking your sister, like Kamara was saying, you call the police first, and then you go up and deal with it. And when you deal with it, you don't like swing at man. What, you swung at man's shoulder or something? Go for the head, bro. Like, come on. You're gonna hit your shoulder. He's gonna go and then he's gonna continue what he's doing.
Exactly, and he might just push you down the stairs like he did. He pushed him down the stairs
and stabbed him up.
Stabbed him up with the scissors, and then this is where I think Ben said earlier. He obviously was getting a bit gassed in it because he's like, yeah, everyone knows about this killing. Like, everything went well. Obviously, it kind of went left, and obviously he found out that, was it Sarah? Is that her name?
Sarah's the one he killed. the one he did well, and the one he left.
Yeah. So when he
The
found
one
out,
he just tried killing now was Annie Brawley.
yeah. So when he killed Sarah, obviously he found out later on, I guess once the police started to investigate, that she was actually indeed pregnant. So that became
Oh
tainted
yeah.
as perfect as what he thought it was. So now he's out on the prowl. He's found his next victim, and
I thought that was a bit cheeky. Like, obviously, I get, I get that he, felt bad because she was pregnant, but bruv, you just killed her. So why are you writing to the family? You saying, yeah, basically, I didn't know she was pregnant. Does that mean you would have done it?
he still would have done it.
and it doesn't excuse what you've done. He's basically saying, if she wasn't pregnant, I just would have done it to someone that wasn't
See,
pregnant.
I don't think he would have. I think that's the strange thing about him. He's got morals. Like, he's got certain things he doesn't do and won't do. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not defending him like he's a nutcase, but at the same time, he would not harm someone who's pregnant or something. Do you know?
I think it's because
It's
of the
weird.
baby, though. It's not because of her.
Yeah, because the baby, in his eyes, the baby is innocent, and you know the symbolic reasons behind babies are always angelic, and they don't cause any harm.
So his situation with Annie Brawley, right? So he choked her out and got interrupted by the brother. Kills the brother, and I think he thinks he killed Annie, but he didn't. And he kind of put her in like a coma. And that's where everything went really tits up for him, because he ran out the house. There was witnesses who saw him run out the house. He had to dash the scissors that he killed the brother with. He was on the run. Then he got clocked when he got home, and this introduces Keddy, the babysitter, who's what, 15?
15, yeah.
And this girl is the worst person in this whole flipping show.
What?
Like,
I don't think so.
what? She needs help. Nah, she's very messed up in the head.
She got a crush.
A crush?
Nah, that wasn't a crush.
Nah.
The crush is dangerous. It's a dangerous crush to have, boy, because boy, he really got her to be doing some madness.
He manipulated her. He's a predator.
Of course.
Agreed.
She's got daddy issues. He took advantage of it. Let's not forget, he's a professional counselor as well, so he knows how to tweak it and stuff for the little girl to be like, oh, you're everything I need in my life, even though she was silly because she was standing naked on the staircase like when he came home, and she's like,
right, yeah, trust, because she's been trying to sleep with him, and he was just like, oh, leave it out, please. But I think when I think strangely though, he was intrigued. I feel like he was intrigued, but at the same time, he's just not on it.
He used to watch her music videos, remember?
Yeah, well, she told him to. Do you know what I mean? and then when he kind of clocked her,
you really didn't have to. Like, honestly.
When he clocked her coming home, when she clocked him coming home, that's when, and then she whacked out her titties and that. He was like, okay, now I need to kind of smartly think about this. So that's when he started kind of like leading her on. He didn't do anything with her, did he? But he like confessed that he liked her and and obviously then he had like a little, I think it was before this though, he had like a little wrestle with her, didn't he? Like he pinned her down and like choked her out.
Oh,
her hair.
And that's when she really fell into deep.
No, she found the hair. And
yeah,
like, bruv, you've got it, haven't you? And she was like, nah. And then they started wrestling, and
It was
his
in her
daughter
pocket.
saw
his
it.
daughter clocked, yeah.
Yeah, little Olivia. I thought she was gonna help her dad or something. The way they were showing her.
She did.
Who, Olivia?
Yeah, she helped her dad in when she's getting questioned by the police.
Oh, when
she fully lied straight up.
She don't want to snitch.
I can't lie. I rated that because I was like,
I rated it 10 out of 10. No snitching.
Because I was like, you don't know what's going on, but no hesitation. You didn't even think.
Her.
You just backed your dad. So
I liked her.
Yeah, well, I liked her, but I didn't like her accent. Every minute, Daddy.
What? I love
Daddy,
it.
Daddy.
Her and Fate's daughter, I loved their accents.
Nah, I'm sorry.
Mommy?
I was getting angry. Like, when I mean angry, yeah. When I heard Daddy, I thought, oh, you know what?
I liked Mommy.
Where's Mommy? Where's
Yeah.
Mommy?
Do you know who I didn't like? The worst person for me was Sally. I can't lie. She was. I think she was. They had zero. When I was watching it, I was like, why did they cast this woman? Like zero chemistry. Like I look at her face and I'm like, I don't even feel sorry for you. Like her reactions, I was just like, so your husband told you to have an affair with a minor, and this is your reaction. Like I was just the whole time, I was just like, this woman is a poor choice. Like I did not like her at all.
No,
But no, Sally Ann, yeah, I felt sorry for her. I can't lie, I did feel sorry for her because she's just thinking, I've got a nice family, I've got a very loving husband who loves his kids, loves me, got a very dedicated job. I've got beautiful kids. Like she's like, yeah, but my family's great. And then she basically finds out about Kerry, and she gets obviously distraught and really upset that she thinks that they're having an affair, but plus at the same time it's underage sex because she's like 15, 16 or whatever it is.
And she found out she was pregnant.
Yeah, I didn't like that scene. It was very strange. They went off for a drive and then they had sex in the
It was
barn.
the worst sex scene I've ever seen in my whole
It was weird, it was strange.
She was
And
screaming.
then she was like,
bro,
oh, I'm pregnant.
if you're in pain, stop it. Like she was screaming and I was just like, what is this? It was so
no, I think that was a test. I think she was trying to see if he was that guy. That's what I think. Not that guy as in, oh yeah, are you gonna break my back? That guy. I mean, that guy as in, are you this murderer?
Nah.
Because he was strangling her and all that, and she was like, oh, okay.
Was he?
Yes. That's why it was weird, because it was like when they were in the barn, he put his hand around her neck and he looked at her as if to say, "Rah, is this your approval?" kind of thing. And then she gave him the go ahead.
Yeah, but do you know what this is? But okay, so before they did it, she said to him, "What's wrong in our relationship? Is it the sex?" And he was like, "Yeah." Basically, he was like, "Yeah, like da, da, da." And then she just looked at him. Next minute, they're beating like crazy in the barn.
In a horse barn.
So it's like, okay. So she's thinking, okay, that's the problem. Let me show you it's not a problem, innit? You know what I'm saying? So, but what I don't get is one, why would you just go, yeah, I'm pregnant, right in the middle of it? Like, I'm not being funny. I'd be stressing out. I'd be like, what? And then second of all, I don't get why he's with her in the first place. She is like complete opposite to the women he likes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like no offense to Celianne, but she's not all that. Yeah. And all the women that he goes to kill and like he gets aroused by, even if he does kill them, are usually quite stunning.
Their relationship wasn't affectionate in one little way. Like the only nicest thing he did was put a bubble bath. That's it.
There's a reason though. I mean, don't you think he wouldn't choose the type that he would want to kill?
Yeah.
What a reason. Like it's because he probably looks at her and thinks, it's like, you know, when like you've got these TV shows where the gay guy has a wife and it's like he's just picked a wife.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of like that. Like he needed.
Yeah, but that's always the problem, though. That's always the problem because he was not interested in his wife. His wife didn't arouse him. His wife didn't interest him. So that's why he had to go and settle his fantasies, his urges, his needs, his fetishes, you know?
It was all tactical because, look, when he called her for an alibi, she gave it. So, hey.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I like to say that, touching upon what George has said, why would he want to pick the people that he actually likes? If you think about it, all the women that he picks are women that are successful, that intimidate him. That's why he's killing them. That's another reason why. Whereas what is his wife? His wife's I'm not, nurses, big up to you, NHS.
She's got a really good job. She works where like there's premature babies dying.
Exactly. She's got a very good job, but to him, that job is like meh.
I guess as the seasons go on, we discover how dark his character actually is. Mm-hmm. So at first it's not as dark, and then it gets darker because obviously we find out about his childhood, but then we find out his reasonings and why he is how he is, and he has like a serious hatred for like everything in the world, and we find it out when he kind of, so going back to Katie, he like takes her in, and I thought he was gonna kill her bare times because she was reckless, she was stressful, like she was so hypnotized and brainwashed by Paul. I don't know what it was, because Paul's supposed to
Obsession.
come across as like a good-looking man, I guess, in the show. Like a lot of women think he's nice-looking and stuff. Hence why he probably draws in his victims.
Mhm.
But she was obsessed with him, even though he like treated her like crap and spoke to her like crap. She was obsessed with him.
The thing with Katie, yeah, can I just say, if I was Katie's mum, I would have slapped her a long time ago, because that girl was getting on my nerves. Like, the police have come to my house and they're telling me that you're on like house arrest or whatever, and you're still here getting rude to me. It was just
See,
like someone needed to put her in her place. Someone needed to like shake her, or
yeah.
slap her, or lock her up or something. Because she was.
But this is what annoys me with this girl, because there's so many times, right, where she's done something like wild or something stupid or ridiculous. Her mum is just barking at her, "Oh, Katie, come back here," and it's like, bro, clap the child, bro. Yeah, clap the child. And then you got Paul, who's manipulating her, and even her brethren. What I don't understand is, why was her brethren allowing her to go along with it?
For real.
I was going to say, obviously the friend's not her friend. Too tough, is it? Because she allowed her to go off with Paul numerous of times. Let's say that, to be frank. But yeah,
but
I don't know.
I feel like they showed that kind of like stereotypical teenage girl thing where, oh, an older guy, oh, it's like this is interesting. Like, do you know what I mean? That's the kind of impression I got anyway. So they were all like giggling about it. Oh,
If
you
it were
know.
me at the age of 15, I would have taken myself out of the equation, because he's a murderer, and we know.
100%.
Like, you can do what you want to do. That's good for you. But
That's the mad thing. He told her yes.
mm-hmm.
Did he not?
No, so he denied, because she was like, "Bro, I know what you are," and he's like,
But if you
He
know
never
what you
actually
are-
confessed. He
Yeah.
never actually
"Yeah,
confessed.
that's what I mean." He didn't confess, and he didn't confirm. He was just like, "Oh, well, if you thought I was this guy, why would I be doing this with you then?"
Mm-hmm.
Like he never really said, "Oh yeah, brother, I'm that guy in it." Like,
Yeah, but who would?
well,
I mean, he did to Stella quite quickly, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, but Stella's a more, she's a grown woman. He can play these games with this. Katie?
Well, at the end of the day, Katie got rid of evidence as well, so
Idiot.
she came in handy for him.
Oh, wow.
weird hotel where the guy was watching her, like, that was flipping creepy.
That's another thing I didn't really get. Who is this guy and why were they putting so much emphasis on him peeking through bloody... Every minute he's looking like, what are you
In the
looking
peephole,
for?
yeah.
Listen, they did that too much in the show. I think that's one thing about the show as a whole that I think was a flop. They had stories that were leading somewhere and it was building up that ended up just being irrelevant. There was too
Yeah.
many, and I refused to actually go over them.
Do you know what? No, but to be fair though, you know what I thought? The part when, what was her name? It was this client, Martina, the one that
yeah,
yeah.
and he hugged her.
Yeah, that bit pissed me off, because when she was in the home with all the other vulnerable women and stuff, why was there no security there? Like, her husband rolled up with a gun and he was threatening everybody. These are women that are in abusive relationships and everything. But again,
Yeah, that was quite funny though, because
So,
it was like
all the
there
women
was
were just
bears of them trying to fight him, and he was just
yeah,
like
and he just threw everyone.
pushing them all off. Like,
Hey, man, they did well though. They did well still.
It was so dumb. Like, all these women are escaping. Like, it's meant to be a secret location. At least have one police officer at the door.
Mm.
Or something,
But this James Tyler that was meant to be so scary just ran in with a gun.
he was reckless, man.
Yeah, he
Bro, he got banged by Paul, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, Paul was actually sick. Like, it's only because he had a gun, he couldn't do much, you know.
Yeah. I mean, he stepped out of line though, That's I thought he was gonna kill her as well a couple of times. I think he was going to eventually.
Well, let's bring it to the point where what happened, what he did to Paul. Maybe, he shot Paul. So this is what, the end of season 2?
Yeah, Paul and Tom.
Tom shot Paul. He ended up killing... Did he kill an officer as well?
Wait. Tom is the one that got shot in the arm. He's the one that had that one night stand with Stella. Merlin, he's the one that got shot in the arm. James came.
Oh.
He followed them when they were going to find Katie. And he tried to kill Paul.
Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm with you. So
Yeah.
Tom's the weird guy who's actually from a show called Humans. I don't know if anyone's seen that. Yeah, okay, yeah, he gets shot in the arm. He gets shot in the hand or something, and he can't use his... Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, James. So yeah, James. he hunts down Paul,
quite easily as well.
shoots Paul, and after that, Paul goes into a coma. They've arrested him. They've got him. They found Rose, who he kidnapped, and she was in a boot. She ended up being alive.
Mhm.
They felt like, yes, mate, we've done this. We've won the case. But the problem is that he got shot under their, you could say, protection or their custody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so which is an issue. Then this is where I don't know. You guys tell me. Paul wakes up from a coma after what, a few days or a week or something, and claims he can't remember anything. He can't even remember his own kids or one of them.
This guy can act.
Bullshit.
Do you think bullshit? I don't know.
You know what? He played me. I'm not gonna lie. I was played because I was like,
No,
no, even
actually-
you can't remember even your son. Wow. I was played.
Yeah. Nah, he didn't play me. Let's just say that. And when when Stella finally got him, I was like, yes.
I don't know. I felt like he genuinely didn't remember anything at first, but then slowly certain pieces will make him remember. But he done well covering up that he remembered.
That would make sense.
And I think as we built on, when it was Stella interviewed him straight up in the interview room in the police station, it all came back. He got too angry, lost his head, and thought, "Nah, bun this boy." Punched her clean in the nose.
Bro.
Oh, that scene was sick though. That scene was sick.
I thought
But
it
what
was
I don't understand is, like, well, for me personally, I would say that he did remember. I'm kind of with Ben on this. He did remember bits like here and there, but I'm convinced that he did lose his memory at the start, and then it came back to him slowly. But there's a few things around that whole phase that I didn't like. So, for example, why would you put the lady that he kidnapped in literally a parallel side to where he is, so that when you're bringing him in now, she sees him, bruv, she's already traumatized. So that's one, right? And then two, I didn't like the whole thing of, they know that he's aggressive, they know that he's a killer and he's a psycho, but I feel like it was just minimum security.
It was that one police officer at the door.
Yeah, that's it. And he took very long to come in. And even my man that was in Merlin, he tried to get a punch away or something, and he just got ruined.
His arm got broken again.
Yeah.
Broke his arm.
Damaged because he got shot. And then this one just ended. He just finished it off and said, right, I can really see you got it in a bandage.
Yeah, broke it.
You can't like Paul, I guess, as a bad guy, was sick. Like he was like, it was very smart, strong, smashed everyone up. He just thought raw. And the thing is, I liked it when he banged Stella in the face, because she was annoying. She was a bit of a dickhead.
I'm not.
Bro, she got people killed. She got Rose kidnapped.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't mean one for Paul, like a win for Paul. He's a criminal. This is
but he banged her in the
job.
face.
Like, she was meant to be in your face. Like, we know what you did. You're going down. So you can smile what you want and tell all the stories you want, but you're going down. Like, I feel like she was in the right. Don't know why he flew across the table and punched her, because you're meant to be going to prison anyway. And then the lawyer's telling you to shut up, and we're still talking.
I understand what Ben's saying, because she's got one of them, like you know when a police officer's like to wind your neck in, like stuff like that, and it's like, bro, who are you talking to? Like
yeah, she's gonna rub to her face and be like, yeah, I've got you. You're gonna die.
It's like, mate, all right, like there's nothing you can do, and it's like, do you know what, bro? There is something I can do. I can bang you in the face, kick you in the ribs, and that's me getting one over you. So you may have won the war, but I won that battle. All right. That was the kind of vibe he was going.
He probably beat her up though, didn't he?
It was too much.
Yeah.
I think Stella has a right to be like that though, because remember, he broke into her hotel room and wrote in her dream diary. Like, that was sick. That's really practical. When he was hiding in the cupboard when the stupid Jim tried to, he sexually harassed her.
Let's not even talk about Jim.
Nah.
Yeah, Jim's a waste man.
Jim pissed me off. Them eyebrows. You know who he looks like? He looks like Jim's dad from American Pie.
Yes.
Them eyebrows.
Almost a potato head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pissed me off. You know the part when Stella was punched up and he came and he's like, murderer, murderer. I was like, move. Like,
I'm sorry, relax.
Yeah, shut up, mate. Don't
Innit?
try to act like you're a big man now
exactly.
because
You
you ain't.
sexually assault, like you were coming onto her. So shut
Yeah.
up.
And you know what? Do you know what annoyed me? You know when he came to visit her in the hotel, and Paul had obviously just left. But obviously they didn't know that at the time. And he was like, when she realized that someone had gone into her computer, and obviously she realized it was Paul, and he had left her the note. And he was like, "Oh, what would have happened if I wasn't here? Look,
Nothing.
What would have happened if he was here? Because
Exactly.
I think if he was here and he popped out the cupboard, what would you do?"
Hide behind
Nothing.
Stella.
Nothing.
So annoying. When he was like, "Oh, I'll leave my wife and kids for you." Shut up. She don't want you. Like, get the hint.
That's why
Yeah.
she's still here, living her best life.
Exactly.
No, for me, it was his moment of desperation where he was basically begging for sex, bro. He was like, "Oh, come on, Stella, just one night." But it's like,
Oh,
go
so
and hide
cringe.
it, bro.
She's
Innit?
not first.
Go home to your wife.
I felt for him though. I really did feel for him. I mean, that with
Nah.
the eyebrows and then the drinking, you know, I felt bad for him, man.
I thought it was quite funny when that other guy called him a weak man. He's
Yeah,
like,
and he was very upset.
he called me a weak man. Me, a weak man.
Stella was just like, okay. She was just like, well, you are weak.
Yeah.
So now what? No, he was
That's one
annoying.
thing I like about Stella though, because she was straight up. She was like, "Well, you did try it and harass me." Like, he was no, didn't. He goes, "Yeah, you did. Like, don't try it. Like, you did. Like, let's not forget that." So she weren't afraid to deny those kind of things.
Yeah, when they were in the
Didn't
car
she
together.
punch him in the nose to get him off of her.
Yeah, she went.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did. Yeah,
He
And then
was
she cleaned
desperate.
him up.
she clapped him bang in the face.
This guy was so desperate he relapsed and started drinking again.
It just makes me sick.
So after this point, so Paul Spector has now his story's gone. He clearly remembers everything. He's just, assaulted a police officer or a couple officers. He's done for now. So, but he still gets put into a mental home.
Can we talk about this mental home and the lack of security in there too?
I mean, I was just gonna say how he really, really, really did not care about his family, because beyond this point now, his wife is just so messed up in the head. She tries to kill herself with
She had
the
a
kids.
miscarriage.
She had a miscarriage. Like, her life was finished, and her
Didn't she
poor
drive into
kids.
the Thames as well?
No, that was
Yeah, she tries driving into the sea with her kids.
Yeah,
After
Yeah.
she gave them a lot of paracetamol to fall asleep.
Mm.
she lost her job at this point.
Yeah, she lost everything.
She lost everything. Found out her husband's the murderer. He kills several people. Found out that the daughter's been hiding things and that he's been doing malarks in the house. So at this point,
Malarks in the ass.
malarks in the house. So at this point,
And even Katie. So she's messed up and obsessed with Paul, but she's still fighting for him, and she's messing her life up because she's now in like juvie, whatever you want to call it. And and Stella goes to see her, and
Because she's been self-harming.
Stella's like, "Listen, just you need to look at yourself." And she was just like looking at him like all smug, like, "I don't care." And it's just like, "You're an idiot." So she's done. Everyone's finished. So he goes into this mental home, and this is where you guys agree with me or not, but I kind of like how this went, how this played out, because he won. I'm not saying I wanted him to win, but like how he did it was the fact that he did not want Stella to get the upper hand, and what Stella wanted was just to arrest him and put him away like justice deserves, and be like a complete cop. And that was her mission the whole time. That was her drive. And he was like, "Nah, I'm not letting you get this. I'm not letting you have this." So he had a plan. He studied, and that's what he does. He studies people. He studied the people in the mental institute, and managed to get to a situation where they had a riot.
Oh my God. Wait.
And he absolutely beats the crap out of the warden.
I didn't understand that.
because the warden actually hadn't done anything bad to him.
No, he was just in the way.
No, it wasn't the
He
warden.
wanted to get into his locker to get his belt and you name it. Was it the
It was
psychologist?
the psychologist who was really nice to him, actually. He was like a dad
Yeah,
to
but
him.
why beat him up? Just ask him, yo, brother, beg you, let me get your lanyard and your
He
keychain.
just
don't
wanted a
care.
plastic
He
bag.
knows what's gonna happen. He's like, listen, I'm killing myself.
He just wanted a plastic bag. I think if he asked for it, he would have got it.
Innit?
You didn't have to box him up like that. Jeez.
I've always
Like, he
said-
was near death, I believe.
Mm,
That's how bad he beat him up. And I think it was uncalled for. And
it was.
that is one thing I must admit. I lost respect for Paul at that point. Not that I had respect for him in the first place.
What was? I'm trying to find that guy. The one that was in the institution with him. The one that raped his sister and killed her and threw her in the bin.
Yeah, that there was really disturbing.
That was so
because
disturbing.
he came across as actually a nice kind of weirdo at
Mhm.
first, and then the guard was like, "Listen, mate,
It
this is
was.
what actually happened." And he's like, "Oh,
Oh, yeah, no, I even think Paul was surprised
Yeah.
when the guy told him the true story. Like, Paul's face was a bit like, oh, like, wow, like, that's disturbing, bro.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
And then when he like climbed on the table and he's like, calling me a homosexual. I was like, what is going on?
yeah,
here?
it was a proper little fiery ginger, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
It was a fiery little ginger.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't think Paul was gonna kill him.
I didn't think he was going to kill himself, but he did.
Mm.
see, yeah, I thought he was going to kill him, but I definitely didn't think he was going to kill himself. And do you
Yeah.
know what? I even thought the guards were going to come in time
Save him.
for Paul to still be alive.
That's what I thought.
So then when I found out, oh yeah, boom, yeah, my man's dead, I thought, well, that's like, I kind
I'm
of
not being funny. If you were Stella, your life from then on would be just not. You'd be messed up. You'd be messed up. The whole thing was, let's be frank, a mindfuck. It was crazy. Like, it was just, and now the fact that he died and you couldn't get him, like you couldn't put him away, it's gonna mess with you, no?
Mhm.
It's like
It's
the one
gonna
that
mess
got
with you. Yeah.
It's the one that got away.
It
He
is.
literally got away.
Because
Just
she's always
just
been
like that.
thinking about it her whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've
She
still
came
seen-
from the UK to Northern Ireland for this.
Mm.
And
And she had a fair bit of fellas on the way, didn't she? Well, not just fellas.
in it, she had a little thing with the lady.
Mm-hmm. But she had her own demons, to be honest.
She did.
She needed to, like, kind of like sort herself out. But I
We'll
think,
never know.
yeah, I think that was kind of her release. Like, getting him was kind of meant to be her, release
Revenge.
from. But
Yeah, revenge.
Yeah, she had her own issues, and I felt like, I think probably that's what was a drive for her, was to win this mission, and that would like help her overcome her own little issues.
Mhm.
But guys, what do you think of the ending? Was you surprised by it? Like how the seasons went? Go on, what's your thoughts?
I feel like that was the only way it could happen because I was not going to watch another season. When he died, I was like, "Yep, that's great. Like, this is what I actually wanted." Like, I didn't expect it, but you know what? It makes sense.
Yeah, I think that was the only way it could. In all honesty, like Spectre pissed me off throughout the whole thing. So every time, I kid you not, when I was watching it with Drew, I was like, they don't catch him by the end of the season. I don't know if I can do it. End of season 1, we're like, okay, they haven't caught him yet, but we're starting to find out a little bit more. I said, okay, end of season 2, they have to get him. Season 2, I guess season 2 they get him in it. But I mean, I was just like, I really wanted him to go to trial. I don't care if he remembered or he didn't remember. I don't care if he was a vegetable. I don't care what. I just needed him to be in trial for all the people that he killed. So the fact that he died at the end, I was a bit like, oh, okay. But I guess, like Kene said, I think that was the only way you could get it, because I think, what would you do next? Would it just, you move on to another serial killer? So I think they had to do that. So that's why I'm kind of like, okay, well, it is what it is kind of thing.
I have to agree, kind of thing, because there was a lot of things where it was so frustrating. Like, for example, the picture, yeah, when they sketched out who he was, it was like, oh, rah, like,
That's
bruv,
him.
but they were still moving like, oh, we don't know who it is, blah, blah. So it's like, for me, it was very frustrating, and it took too long for them to actually get him and know that, yes, it's him. We've got the evidence. Let's lock him up. And I didn't really appreciate the fact that he committed suicide, because I thought, bro, they could do a whole trial here. I'm interested to see Like, are the jury gonna say, bruv, he's lost his mind? Or the jury gonna say, nah, this guy's done too much? Like, I wanted to see where it kind of went. So for him to to kill himself was just like, okay, what's next then kind of vibe.
Yeah, I felt like the writing of the whole show was strangely smart, but at the same time odd. Because I felt like season 1 was definitely, it grabbed you and invited you in. You was like, oh, okay, this is intense. What's happening here? Like, I thought season 1 was quite good. Season 2, it was okay. It was like, okay, it's still going. But then season 3 was just slow, dark, and quick, if that makes sense. And I felt like this completely turned around. Whether they already got told they couldn't have a season 4, so they was like, okay, let's wrap this up, or it was like, no, let's just mess with everyone's head and just kill it like straight up. So I don't know what the answer to that is. Do I like the show? Yes, I enjoyed watching it at first because it's like a detective show, isn't it, at the end of the day? And, you're trying to always pick up the clues and find the clues. But I thought what was interesting was the fact that we knew who the bad guy was from the get-go. So it was like, okay, but how are they going to catch him? And I think because he was smart, that was always interesting. I think it was even smart how he killed himself. Like, it was like how he plotted that whole thing. He knew that he was going to do it. He saw his kids. He wanted to see his kids before he died. He did certain things. And yeah. But yeah, I think the way season 3 went, they couldn't be a season 4 because season 3 was probably the poorest season out of all of them.
Really? Oh my God. I thought season 1 was slow.
Season 3 was slow. Nah, surely.
For me, I was like, how many episodes in season 1? Like 5. I got to episode 5 and I was like, what are these people's names again? Like, it was really slow. And then at the end, I was like, oh, now it's picking up, and I really enjoyed season 2. Yeah, season 3 slowed down again.
I think we established that what was one big thing I think flopped was the random
sub-storylines, innit?
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Unless that's on purpose, then okay, it's like the whole show is a mindfuck. But if not, then it's dumb.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I wasn't keen. Can't lie. For me, overall, wasn't keen. There was a few things I was like, okay, yeah, this is all right. Like, but when the show frustrates me, it's hard for me to like it. Very difficult. Unless it frustrates me for a good reason. A reason being as in, like, don't get me wrong, I didn't know what was it was unpredictable, but also it was like, there was just a few moments, that I thought were mildly like, bruv, come on, man. Like, you should have caught him by now. You've got all the evidence. So stuff like that, for me, that's the frustrating part. So, yeah, I'll give it probably like a 6.
A 6?
6.
Yeah, because I feel like a 6 is generous. Very generous.
I would give it I hear what you're saying. Maybe 6.8.
I've never had anyone give anything a 6.8 before.
I would give it a 7, but a 6 is too low. Even a 6.5, so 6.8.
Kamara, were you in love with it?
I'd say I give it 4.5. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Wow.
And I only say that is because I was just annoyed by Spectre, but I think I was annoyed because I was just like, I think I was more intrigued to figure out how is he going to get away with this, and how many seasons are we going to sit here watching them trying to figure out that it's him, and we clearly have an image of him, and we know it's him. So how
you can say that about a lot of shows. Though. Yeah. You've got, like, for example, Dexter. Do you know what I mean? Like, how many seasons are there? And he's still doing the same thing. This guy's, But I get fair enough. I hear you. So, what's everyone watching at the moment?
Bake Off.
Yeah. Oh wait, 5 minutes late. Yeah. Listen, we got to wrap this up. I got to go.
Bake Off, and what else are you watching? I'm watching Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
season 2 of that. So far, it's alright. At first, I was a bit like, oh, what's this? But you know what? It's actually alright. So let's see. Maybe by the time the next time we speak, I might be done. Who knows?
How many seasons are there?
I think there's 5.
Yeah, the last season. Mm-mm.
I'm about to kick off the All or Nothing Tottenham Hotspurs.
Oh yeah, decent.
Yeah, so you'll hear my verdict soon.
I think, guys, if you haven't watched it already, you need to watch The Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, and the
Yeah.
boys. Yeah, the boys as well.
Yeah, The Boys
The
is
Boys
good show.
is sick. Season 2 is currently out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up to date. I watched the latest episode last night. If you've seen it, oh my days. The Boys is sick.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's very good.
I'm actually going to start a documentary on Netflix, The Social Dilemma, which is about social media and the impact it has on people. So I'm really excited to watch that.
I've heard about that one. I heard it will make you delete all social apps immediately.
Maybe it's what I need.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I need. So yeah, I'm excited.
Go on and wrap it up, Ben.
Oh my God, I have a question actually.
Go on, what's the question?
I was thinking about Bake Off, yeah, and I wanted to know if anyone could be in any competition show, what one would you guys pick? Like one that you think you can win.
Ooh.
Funny you say that. I was watching The Chase earlier and I was getting bare the questions right. And honestly, I was just like, yeah, I should be on this show. For me, it would probably be Crystal Maze.
Really? Oh my God, Crystal Maze, I love that.
Actually, no, Supermarket Sweep.
Hey, yeah, I guarantee I could win that.
I think I would go on The Cube. Or I would go on Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, but Deal or No Deal's like chance.
Yeah, I know, but I think I'll just YOLO.
Do you feel like you'll take a deal before you get to the end?
I think I'll go to the end because at the end of the day, I came here with nothing and I'm happy to leave with nothing. Because I know it's
1p.
not back. If I leave with 1p, it's more money than I came with, innit?
The mad thing about Deal or No Deal is though, you can be there for weeks. And I didn't stand there opening boxes.
Great.
What about you, Ben?
Jungle Run.
Oh my gosh. I can see you doing that.
No, 50-50. Do you remember that?
Oh my God, 50-50. I love 50-50.
I think I would like to go on Britain's Best Home Cook. It's like a spin-off to Bake Off. Yeah, I'm a sick cook.
I'm surprised
We'll never know.
MasterChef.
Love Island. I know you want to go on Love Island, Ben. Don't lie, bro.
Listen, I need to get those abs on point before I go on there, boy.
That is funny. I think I could win The Apprentice.
Ooh, that's a good shout.
I've watched that many times to know what it takes to be a winner.
Jeez. All right, give us a business idea then.
Listen, I want to open up a centre for the youth in it.
There we go.
Like open franchises.
Oh man.
But if 2020's taught us anything, get a business that can run in a pandemic.
Exactly.
I mean, if the last person can win by baking sausage rolls, then I'm sure a lot of people can win.
True that. But yeah.
Ooh, I know what show. What's that show on Channel 4 where you have to go and hide from the government and they have to find you?
Hunted.
Do you think you could do that? Boy, I will flop.
Look, I don't need to talk to you guys. Bye.
You know when they're on your neck.
Right.
I talk to you when I'm done with my money, innit? We can go Hassan or something.
Hunted, you know.
Yeah, I think I could do it.
Would you ever go on Naked Attraction?
Oh my God. I watched that once by accident and I was like...
That show is mad. I can't believe that they even have that on TV. Like, can you imagine?
Mad.
No.
But yeah, on that note...
Anyway, guys, that was episode 7. The Fall. Thanks for listening. Listen, tweet us, at us. Tell us your feedback. Tell us your theories. Tell us your questions. We'll come back at you. You know, communicate with us, guys. Let us know what you think.
So tell us what shows you're watching.
Have a beautiful day.
Arrivederci.
Goodbye.
Great news.
don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Binge Pod UK. Bye.